This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
AKA your mama's best friend.
and in today's video, I'm talking about the face scans updated in NBA 2K21 on the next generation. If you don't remember, a lot of players weren't able to get their face scans because they're in the bubble during COVID, and they're never able to go to 2K and get their face scans done. So 2K has been slowly adding brand new updated face scans for next gen, and they look very realistic, very beautiful, and I want to cover that right now. Before this video starts though, be an OG, join the pack and subscribe. It helps this channel out a lot. And let's get this video started. So I want to start off with a first one, and technically I don't have a picture or a comparison because I just don't have the original one, but we have the updated version of Nerlens Noel. This will be the only one that is like this, and the only reason to bring this one up is the back of the hair, and you can see how it's glitched and it's literally like twitching. It's like oh, like gasolina, you know what I mean? Daddy Yank, anybody? No? Okay, just me. But they have updated Nerlens Noel, who at the moment in preseason is starting center for the New York Knicks. Should be Mitchell Robinson, but that's a completely different conversation. At number 2, we have Ben Simmons. I'm going to be honest with you, I had no clue he changed his hair this way and removed a headband, but apparently he has. Not only that, they updated his length of his beard, and they also kind of filled it out to the side here, you know, like a man's beard. It grew out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But they have fixed that and changed it. Overall, though, it looks clean. For all we know, though, he might get traded to the Rockets. That might happen. Who knows? I know James Harden is like doing a whole thing. Who knows what's going to really happen? But at the moment, Ben Simmons updated, and he might change teams. At number 3, it is Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight had that fireworks hair basically on his head for the Lakers, and he changed it so many times, so it's kind of all over the place. But then he made a crazy move to the Sixers, which was so random to me because you just want to change with the Lakers. Would you not want to just stay and try to repeat? But he leaves. He thinks it's better for him, and he's on the Sixers now, which is interesting, but they do update him a little bit. More than anything, it's the hair. They change the color of it, the length, and how many pieces of hair. And how many pieces are on the top of his head, and that's really it. That's the only changes I saw that are major. Besides that, it looks almost exactly the same. They made him a little bit darker too. Besides that, though, pretty much the same. At number 4 on this list, it is Kemba Walker. Now, what they did is that they defined his beard hair a little bit more. They gave the top of his hair a little bit longer, and they gave him a lot of details, making him a lot older. But it's kind of weird because, in my opinion, the one on the left is very accurate. I think the one on the left looks a lot like Kemba Walker, and this might be the only one on the list where I'm like, he actually looks kind of worse low-key. Like, maybe they just shouldn't have touched him, because I do think on the left he looked very solid. On the right, I don't know. I think they were trying to over-detail him, and that's why it looks kind of weird. At number 5 on this list, it is Rudy Gobert, and I am shocked with this one because Rudy Gobert has looked terrible for 2K literally forever. Ever since he's gotten into 2K, he has looked so bad, and the reason why is because his face looks like it's made out of Play-Doh, and it's always been this problem. It's always been the situation, and I never understood the real reason for it, but I'm surprised that they finally fixed it in 2K. On the right, you can see that his beard is a lot more defined. You can see the skin color is a lot more accurate, and it doesn't look like he's made out of Play-Doh anymore. He's a lot more defined. They changed completely the top of the head and the hair and everything. They kind of just completely revamped that, and the eye position. He kind of had his eyes way too wide on the left, and on the right it's a lot more fixed. But besides that, though, I mean, those are very little changes, but those little changes completely changed how well Rudy Gobert looks in 2K. And number 6 on this list, it is Hassan Whiteside. I'm very impressed by this one. First of all, in general, they completely changed the age of Hassan, but at the same time, they made him a lot skinnier in the face. The hair length is a little different. The beard is just slightly different, and the lips are a big change, and the nose is a big change. So they kind of changed little things, again, just like kind of Rudy Gobert, but these little changes completely revamped the player and made him look hyper realistic. And he's on the Kings now, which is where I think he started his career. Hopefully, he can be a lot more useful on the Kings than what he was on the Blazers. Now, at number 7 on this list, it is Spencer Dinwiddie. It's weird. I think they completely gave him a brand new face scan. The skin color is completely different. I do think that the eye and the face is a little bit off, just slightly, but I think the beard length is perfect. I think the hair is perfect, so that's very good. How they did that was very good. I think just the face itself is just a little off, but for the most part, this is an improvement in my opinion. It's just still a little off. It's close though. At number 8 on this list, it is Eric Bledsoe, who might be the new starting point guard for the Pelicans, or it's Lonzo. We'll find out. But more than anything, well, first, usually Eric Bledsoe had a headband, and they removed that. And then now the mustache hair is a little like more defined and deeper, and on top of that, the hair on the top of the head is a lot longer compared to the left, where he basically has a buzz almost. So those are the big changes for Eric Bledsoe. He might be a very important player for the Pelicans, or he might be terrible for the Pelicans. We shall see. At number 9 on this list, it is DeMar DeRozan. one that they barely changed, but they definitely updated. I guess they made the hair on the top of the head a little thinner, I think. Like, they kind of reduced his hairline a lot too. I think the eye positioning is a little bit updated. And I think that the beard and the skin tone, like, not skin tone, but like the little details on the skin has been improved. Those are the little things they did that makes DeMar look a lot more realistic. I think that this one just shows how good he looked in current gen, that they barely had to touch him in next gen because how good he already looked. And number 10 on this list, it is Dejounte Murray. I mean, just a top-down complete change for this one. I mean, on the left, he looks like a brand new generation left to right. I mean, because it is, right? But the hair, way longer on the left. They completely changed that and updated it. They gave him a little goatee, which is a lot longer. His face is completely brand new. They changed the eyebrows to make him thicker. The face scan looks completely done, and on top of that, he just looks a lot more realistic, and the skin tone's a lot more realistic. And I'm happy as a Spurs fan because Dejounte could have a breakout year this year, and it's important to make sure they have him as good as they possibly can. At number 11 on this list is a CJ McCollum. The biggest thing I think is obviously how he does his hair, and on top of that, the mustache and beard. I think the face scan was already pretty accurate for the most part, but the more important thing is how they did the facial hair. He kind of had like the super long, kind of like me in high school. That's kind of how I had it because I couldn't grow on top of my cheeks low key. But yeah, that's how they did CJ McCollum. Good for him. I'm glad they're updating everybody they possibly can. At number 12 on this list, it is Draymond Green. And I think this one is a very, very good one because it's weird how on the left, it's like he looks correct, but there's still just something off on the left and you can't really tell. And whatever that was, they completely fixed it on the right. Like, that's super impressive to me that you don't even know. Like, you're looking at the one on the left and you're like, what's wrong with that one? Like, you know it's kind of there, but it's wrong. And on the right, they somehow fixed it and made it way more accurate, which is awesome to see. That's very good. Draymond deserves this update. Hopefully all the slander on him is going to be changed this year when he has a great year, hopefully, with the Warriors. Even without Klay Thompson, they still have a solid team and they can have a breakout year as well. And finally, at number 13 is Bradley Beal. This one is slight changes. They made his face a little bit skinnier, a little more defined. The beard hair is updated a little bit. And they added hair on the bottom of the headband and the eye color and placement. So there's little changes here and there, but overall those little changes make a big difference in how Bradley Beal looks, and it is very, very accurate. And he also is probably going to have a good season with the Wizards. They might even make the playoffs now that they have Russell Westbrook. And these are the biggest changes in NBA 2K21 on the next generation with these face scans updates. Did I miss anybody? I'm sure I missed somebody. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know, and I might make another video about these players that I missed. On top of that, is there a video that you want me to make? Let me know, and I will make sure to make it. That is it for this video. If you like this channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.